She's alive! Who would have thought? Hello, my loves. I have missed you so freaking much. I have not picked up this camera in 4, almost 5 months at this point. That should be illegal. I belong in jail. I am so sorry for leaving y'all like that. The last video I filmed and posted was dead ass my show day vlog, which feels like 10 lifetimes ago at this point. So we have a lot to catch up on, a lot to fill you in on. Also keep in mind, I haven't even tried to vlog since my show day, meaning I'm feeling a little crusty and rusty and a little bit shy. I like forget how to do this. So please bear with me. I feel like a robot who's like pretending to be a YouTuber. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Okay, obviously we have a lot to catch up on. 4 months worth of Kendall tea. I'm gonna try to keep it as like condensed as possible, mostly because like you will see a theme where not a lot has been super positive and I am so over it, okay? I am not claiming that energy. We are pretending that the first few months of 2026 has not even happened. All right, April 1st, that's my new year. Don't know about you, but we're starting over. So in my last video, my show day video, towards the end of that vlog was like a little bit of a recap where I talked about how I thought I did and kind of what the game plan was moving forward. Spoiler alert, I stopped prep entirely. So the initial plan was to just keep pushing. At my local show, I had qualified for nationals and nationals was just 4 months away. Not 4 months, hello. 4 weeks away. And I was like, what's 4 more weeks of work? Okay, nothing. Once you're already in the thick of prep like that and already lean like that, it is typically easier to just like keep it pushing if you need to instead of taking a break and going back into it. So that was the plan, and that's what I did wholeheartedly attempt to do. I went right back to the program, right back to my cardio, right back to my meal plan, and my body, she was not having it, okay? If I am feeling oh so brave, I don't know if I am, but if I am, future Kendall will decide. I am going to put a photo somewhere on the screen of what my stomach looked like for literally a full month post-show. Every day I would wake up like this. I would look like this between meals. I would go to sleep like this. It was so uncomfortable and obviously super frustrating because I was just at one of the leanest points of my entire life to then have my body react so poorly to literally anything I did or ate or tried. To be honest with you, I was ignoring it. I was trying to push past it. I was like, this is temporary, I'll be fine. And then a few hard conversations and reality checks later, I was like, you know what? This is probably a sign from my body that something is up internally that I should listen to. So from that point forward, I decided to reverse diet, get back to like a healthier maintenance weight for myself, cut back on cardio, lower my cortisol levels, focus on my health. As much as I love bodybuilding and prep so much, I will never let it, I guess, overshadow my internal health. Like me being healthy and like hopefully having kids someday and being able to do this sport for a long time, like that matters way more to me than aesthetics. So I started eating more, doing less cardio, started my reverse. At that same time, I was also in search for a new coach. So I was kind of in this weird limbo phase for a while of not feeling my best, not feeling like I looked my best, and also not really having any proper guidance, like just out there on my own. Hold on, Rex wants to go outside. Then we'll resume. Okay, what was I saying? It was just really challenging. It was a really challenging, really weird couple of months, especially after being like so regiment and disciplined and having such a solid routine during prep. Transitioning to off season is always challenging, but especially when you're dealing with any red flags on your health or not having a coach to like hold your hand and guide you. So things were a little rough for a while. It's fine, we got through it. I did end up signing with a new coach. I am now working with Shelby Pierce over at Fit Body Fusion. I love her so far. I have not been the best client since signing with her, which we'll talk about in a second, but I'm really grateful to have her and really excited to be working with someone new and such a reputable, amazing team of competitors. Now, the reason I say I haven't been the best client since starting with her is like once my health got to a better place, saying it out loud feels like I was intentionally self-sabotaging, but I swear I thought this was going to be for the better. I swear I thought I was doing something good for my health. I had decided sometime last year that I wanted to come off of the birth control I was on. And it wasn't because I was having any sort of side effects or anything. I actually finally had a pill I felt pretty good with. But long term, again, health-wise, that's like the main topic of all these things today. I knew that I didn't want to be on it. I knew I wanted to come off someday, both for bodybuilding and also just like all of the side effects it can link to down the line. And I had been on this birth control or like combination pill birth control since I was 12 years old, okay? Well over 10 years. I took a break one time for like a year when I was like 19. But beyond that, like I've been on combination birth control for as long as I can remember. And so, you know, I just had the freaking brightest idea where I was like, oh, you know, now that prep's over, I might as well get off of this and switch to something new and something with a lower hormonal impact. And so that's exactly what we did. Scheduled a consultation with my doctor. I was like, look, here's what I want to do. What do you recommend? And they had put me on a progestin only pill, which has no estrogen in it. So in theory, all of the negative health related side effects that come with the estrogen would be obsolete. What I didn't take into consideration was since I was on this birth control for so many years and now I was switching to something entirely new, I would feel like shit. In hindsight, I should have seen it coming. I don't know if it was coming off. I don't know if it was what they had put me onto. All I knew is that March didn't even happen to me, okay? That from like mid-February to now, actually, late March, I have felt so awful every single day where I have just had crazy side effects. I would say the top two being panic attacks and nausea. Got to the point where like I dead ass did not leave my house for a week. I was door dashing my groceries. I like couldn't talk to anyone, couldn't do anything without bursting into tears or having a panic attack. It has been a rough time. All right. I talked to another doctor. I got a second opinion and they were like, I think that you are slightly intolerant to the progestin only pill they put you on. I recommend stopping immediately and trying something else. So that's exactly what I did. I've been taking absolutely nothing for like 2 weeks now, and I'm just now finally starting to feel better and starting to feel like myself again. Hence why I'm able to finally talk to y'all and vlog, because for a hot minute there, I was like, who am I? Like, I lost my entire identity. I was simply a nauseous, anxious being of a person. So I'm still on a health journey there. I have not gotten my cycle in a while. Exciting mini update from future editing Kendall. I actually got it this morning. And that is scaring me a little bit, but I know it is quote unquote normal, not healthy, but it is normal when you are dealing with bodybuilding and dealing with a big birth control switch like I am. So we are just taking it day by day. As soon as I do get my cycle, I'm actually going to be trying the smallest localized hormone IUD that they have on the market. So I'll keep you guys updated. I know so many women are put on birth control so young and we don't realize what it does to our body, and we have so many questions that are unanswered. So if I can share any of my journey and it can hopefully like help or relate to even one of you watching, that is my mission. That is why I overshare on the internet. So that's a lot of the negative that has happened recently. Now let's talk about one very, very positive update. Drum roll, please. I am now ow, I just hit myself. I am now a buff chick athlete. Of all of the crap that I have had to go through over the past few months, this is a good one. Oh wow. He really jumped on cue back there. As you guys know, my best friend Julia has been sponsored by Buff Chick for a minute. I have been to some of their events. I have tried all of their products. I know the owner, she is amazing. When they came to me and they were like, hey, we want to chat about a partnership, like no pressure, give me your thoughts. And I was like, yes, immediate yes, easiest yes of my entire life. So you can now, please stop terrorizing the subs. Kovu wanted to be a Buff Chick. You can now, and moving forward, use code Kendall on all Buff Chick supplements. I will have all of my links and some of the links to my favorite products down below. Daily, my like go-tos are the hydro packs. As a perpetually dehydrated girly, those save my life. As well as my daily creatine And then for the gym, with the nausea and anxiety going on, I have completely cut out caffeine. So instead of doing energy drinks or coffee or pre-workout, since that is too intense for me right now, instead I am taking the Buff Pump before my workouts. The way I describe that one is it like gives you all of the benefits of a pre-workout without the caffeine. So we love her. So yeah, those are all of the bodybuilder adjacent updates I have for y'all. I know a lot of it sounded really negative. Don't get it twisted. I have also had an amazing year so far with different accomplishments within Midnight Motive, within Know Your Power. I've gotten the opportunity to travel, see family, see friends. Like, it has overall been a great year. Spirits are still high. It's just really unfortunate that like my health and things related to my health are what have been holding me back. As far as training goes, besides a few days in there where I had to skip because the nausea was so bad, training has been overall really great. We are currently in a building phase. I have been slowly increasing my macros, increasing my food intake. My body fat percentage is a bit higher now. Of course, that comes with the name of the game, but at the same time as that, I can tell that we are putting on some muscle. Growth phases can be really frustrating because you don't see results as immediately as you would in a cut or a prep. Just like the roundness of my muscles and the fullness of my muscles and the pumps I'm getting, I can tell that everything in that department is heading in the right direction, which I'm really excited about. My feedback from the judges, just as a little refresher, was to grow my glutes and come in leaner in my back pose. So tie-ins are literally all I ever think about. I wake up and I think about glute tie-ins. I go to sleep and I think about glute tie-ins. My glute sessions have been absolutely nuts recently. So on that note, I already had my breakfast, which is doubling as my pre-workout meal today. I had 50 grams of cream of rice, 8 ounces of egg whites, 1 whole egg, some veggies, what else? Hot sauce. I've let it digest. I'm feeling good. I got carbs in my system. We are gonna go train some glutes, and I'm gonna take you guys with me and show you an updated Kendall in the off season, growing my freaking glutes like nobody's business, leg day. Let's do it. Okay, let's get into today's glute workout. This is my first workout of 3 lower body days for the week, so we are going in fresh. I'm starting off on the reverse hack squat. I like to keep my stance pretty wide and feet high up on the platform, toes slightly pointed out. I set up my form that way to keep as much tension in the glutes as possible. Each set I do try to increase the weight I have on the machine, try to push myself, but I did notice that my quads like to take over after a certain threshold, so I just try to be mindful of that while I'm pushing myself without pushing so far that I'm no longer engaging the muscle that I'm trying to engage. After that, I moved into a pit shark straight bar RDL. This has been my favorite RDL variation recently. I feel like I get a really good stretch at the bottom with this movement. For form, I'm keeping a slight bend in my knee, keeping my back as straight as possible, core engaged, and I just think about pushing my hips back and then contracting my glutes forward to bring my chest back up. Fitness influencer Kelly Matthews, queen of glutes in my eyes, said a cue one time that really stuck with me. I know this is going to sound really funny, but I swear it works. As you are pushing your hips back, as you're bringing your chest down, think about spreading your cheeks apart, almost opening up. And then on the way up, as you're contracting, think about pushing your cheeks back together. Like I said, it's really funny. Don't knock it till you try it. After that, I went into hip thrusts. I'm gonna be honest, this isn't my favorite machine that my gym has, but we had to make it work since my favorite 2 were taken. The benefit of this machine in particular is it has amazing range of motion. As you can see, I'm able to drop my hips really low down back to that starting position. That allows for a really deep stretch through the glute muscle fibers, and then I am controlling and squeezing all the way back up to the top. My glutes were already getting a little bit taxed at this point, so I didn't go as heavy as usual and instead focused more on control, squeeze, and proper form. After that, I did single leg kickbacks on the cable. With these, I think it's less about forcing a specific form and more about finding what angle works the best for you and your body. As you can see, I keep my chest pretty upright, kind of around a 45-degree angle, because I notice if I go too low, my lower back starts to kick in. So this position just helps me feel the glutes the most. Again, just focus on really squeezing at the top, controlling, going slowly, and pushing weight as much as I'm able to. And then to finish, I did a little drop set on the back extension, starting starting with a weight and then going straight into body weight to failure. I'm not trying to go super heavy here. It's more focusing about that deep stretch through the bottom tie-in area of the glute and then really squeezing on the way up. I keep my back as neutral as possible. Sometimes I even round it forward. The only thing you don't want to do on this exercise is arch your back, because then we'll use way more back erectors and a far less glute engagement. Hello my loves, I just got back from the gym. Killer workout, killer pump. I feel amazing, endorphins are high. If you want to try out this workout for your next glute day, because you know, biasly, I think you should, I think it's a good one. I always write out my full workout in detail down in the description, so you can go down there, screenshot it, give it a go, and then come back here and tell me how it felt. Since I'm back home, it is time for our post-workout meal. I'm gonna kind of walk you through what's on the plate. For protein, I have cubed up chicken breast with some G. Hughes barbecue sauce on it. For veggies, micronutrients, I have some cucumber and some romaine lettuce. On top of that is like a guacamole sauce I get, just for some healthy fats. And then over here, I'm gonna need you to hear me out. Okay, don't knock it till you try it. This is my current hyperfixation food. I feel like there's always something where I'm like, I could eat 100 pounds of this and not get sick of it. Crispy rice, okay? I take my rice, I cook it as normal, and then I lay it out on like a flat baking sheet. And I either put it in the oven or in the air fryer and just like mildly burn it. I don't know what it is, okay? Something about like the texture that happens, the like slight crunchiness, I'm obsessed with it. So anyway, this is my meal, my post-workout. I'm gonna go eat this upstairs. I do have some work to do. Today is Monday, and not every Monday, but occasional Mondays. I lead the group Know Your Power Zoom calls, so I have to go upstairs and prep for that, and then I will have my actual call a little bit later this evening with all of our clients, which is always so much fun. Also in the description is going to be the link if you are curious about coaching with Julia and I and the Know Your Power program. It is my favorite thing in the whole world. I have been part of the team for a little while now, and I seriously love it because like tonight I'm basically having a mindset call with everyone, and all of our clients are so passionate and just want to be the best versions of themselves, and it's so cool watching them evolve. It's awesome. So I'm gonna go eat my meal and prep for this call. Actually, before I go upstairs, I have one more thing I want to say about this meal and food in general. Throughout my entire prep that I shared very closely with y'all, I followed a meal plan. I think overall I was just eating the same exact thing every single day, every single vlog. I am no longer following a meal plan. My new coach is just having me do If It Fits Your Macros, which if you don't know what that means, basically she tells me exactly how much to eat for each macronutrient. So a set amount of protein, set amount of carbs, set amount of fats, set amount of calories, the same thing that I do for our clients in the Know Your Power program. So super well equipped with it. I just haven't done If It Fits Your Macros in a while. And the best method that I have found for me is I like a meal plan. I prefer a meal plan. So basically I took my set macros, I did some calculations, did some math work, and that's why my meals still look like this, still look like foods that you would maybe eat in your prep, just a little more volume of them. And that's because I like predictability. I love routine. I could eat the same thing every single day and not get sick of it. So this method is what works for me. And the best part about it is like 90% of my meals still look like this, but that other 10% means I am allowed a little wiggle room, a little freedom. If I have leftover carbs for the day, maybe I will opt for like a little sweet treat, right? Instead of when you're in prep, it is like clean food all the time, no varying from the plan. I just wanted to touch on that because a lot of my meals still look very prep-ish, but that's by choice now, not because I have to. I also feel like that controlling variable of like eating relatively the same or really similar week in and week out makes for when I do prep again, my body should respond better because I'm already used to eating the same foods. I hope that makes sense. I don't really know. I swear every time I'm at the gym and then post-workout, it's like my brain takes a little while to like start firing again. It's like all the blood went to my limbs and is no longer where it's supposed to be. Anyway, that's it. Now I'm gonna go upstairs and work. I just finished writing out my outline. Tonight we were talking about the all or nothing mindset that I feel like all of us can relate to in one way or another. Basically talking about how like so many people, whether it's like our clients in the program, myself, friends, family, I see this show up all of the time, where so many of us will be doing so amazing in our fitness journey, and then one little thing will like throw something off, whether it's travel for work that you weren't expecting and you didn't plan for, or maybe you missed a workout, or you forgot to track all of your meals one day. And I feel like the expected response to that is like, okay, yeah, like the next time that you have the opportunity, whether it's later that day or the next day, just get back on track, just go back to that workout, just start tracking your meals again. But so many of us take that one little slip up and like throw the whole towel in, and that's how so many people completely give up on their fitness journey, because they want it to look a certain way, like the perfect way that they thought it was going to work in their head. And so when things aren't perfect or things go off plan, we are so quick to give up on ourselves. So that is kind of what we're talking about today on this call, giving a few tips on like how we can rewrite history, how to practice so that we stop doing this to ourselves. And then we always give a little bit of homework at the end. So I'm gonna leave you guys running for like the first little bit of this call. I don't want to get distracted by having like my computer camera, my clients, the chat, and this rolling, but I do think it would be fun to show you guys a little bit about like what our calls look like. I feel like that's fun. So the next question I want to ask you, and if you want to share it in the chat, you can. If this is something you just want to reflect on during this call, that is completely fine too. What is one thing that tends to throw you off track the fastest? This could be eating out. This could be missing a workout. This could be stress. This could be weekends. Travel. I know some of you travel for work and that can throw things off. Whatever it is, if you want to share it, social gatherings, that's definitely a very popular one. And I want you to keep those things in mind, because today we're talking about the all or nothing mindset that you have heard Julia and I talk about so often, but it is still so prevalent. And I see it throw so many people off of their fitness routine or getting after their goals. So if you're driving to work and you miss your exit, are you turning around and going home? No, that's like comical. Why would I ever do that? If you drop a sock on the floor while you're doing your laundry, do you take the whole bin and you just throw it and you walk out of the room and you're done? This shows up for us in our lives and we always work past it, right? These little inconveniences, these things life throws at us. Missing an exit, you're just gonna take the next one. You're still gonna get the route to work. Maybe you're a minute late, you still show up, right? So why do we do this? It sounds so ridiculous. Why do we do this to ourselves within our fitness journeys? Why are we so patient with everyone and everything else, and things going wrong here or there, or maybe other people doing a bad thing and they can get back on track and that's fine for them, but when it's ourselves, we punish ourselves for it. We give up on ourselves for it. So let's talk about where this comes from, maybe why we do this. Like I said before, one of the biggest reasons is perfectionism. Sometimes we want things to be exactly how we envisioned it in our heads, or maybe how we saw someone else do it, right? Social media these days, and like I'm included, share a lot about our fitness journeys, but maybe not every little gritty detail, every imperfect moment doesn't make the final edit. So sometimes we're comparing ourselves in our fitness journeys to the people we see and assume are being more perfect than us, and then we're hard on ourselves about it. Another way this shows up is wanting fast results. We are in what I coined like the Amazon lifestyle, I guess you could call it, where we want same day shipping. We want results yesterday. I signed up for Know Your Power today. Where are my abs? Right? We want immediate results, immediate affirmation that the work we're putting in is working. You will get the progress. You will see the results the longer you put in the work. So many of us put in really good effort for maybe a week, right? And then we don't see the results that we thought we would see in that 1 week. Maybe we weigh ourselves and the scale didn't move. Why didn't the scale move? And instead of working past that and keeping consistency no matter what, we let it get to us, right? Now I'm having a bad day because I stepped on the scale thinking it would be down a pound and it's not, and I'm letting it ruin me. And maybe I'm letting it ruin my workout. And maybe I'm not going to track my meals today as like a form of self-sabotage, just because we didn't get the results that we envision in our head fast enough. That is the pattern that so many of us accidentally fall into. That's what throwing in the towel looks like. It's almost like another funny example, but we need to really look at how extreme this can be sometimes. It's like you're running a race, right? Any of you do track? I did track in high school. I was not a great runner, but I did it. Let's say you're running a race and you see the finish line, and you're in this race and you have these racers next to you, and you just stop. You see the finish line, it's right in front of you, but you're not in first maybe, and you thought you would be in first. So instead of trying at all, you just stop, or maybe even turn around. That's how extreme this can become sometimes. Don't cut yourself short like that. Finish the race. Finish the race even if it's short. I once fell on my face. A little story time. I was in the 4x4. Don't know who put me in that. That's like a 400, like a full one rotation around the track. Like I said, I was not a great runner. And I was the last leg, okay? And I was running my little booty off, and I tripped and I fell and I face planted on the finish line, but I got to that finish line. So if that's the visual you need to view for yourself, if you need to laugh at me to get to your finish line, whatever that looks like, I just want you to know, like, give it your all. Even if it doesn't look perfect, even if you're embarrassed like I was, even if it's not how we envisioned or the placing that you wanted, finish the race, all right? So next I want to talk about the main shifts that we can do. The first one is recognizing that nothing is ruined. There is no single meal, missed workout, off day, or anything like that that is going to ruin your progress. We often get this like immediate guilt and shame when we mess up a meal, don't track for a day, miss a cardio session, whatever it looks like. We feel this guilt. We feel like we ruined something. We feel like we're not making progress anymore. When in reality, that guilt and that shame, that is what can hold us back, not the action. Eating one off meal is not going to offset all of the wonderful work you've put in. Missing one cardio session is not going to offset the 5 that you got done. What can is sitting in it and dwelling in it and creating that guilt and shame around it. And the next shift we're going to talk about is how your next decision matters the most. Your next decision. Not Monday, not the restart Monday, not next month, not next time we try this again because I'm giving up. Your next decision matters, right? One off-plan meal. Try to make your next meal back on track. No need to punish yourself. No need to go the opposite way and be like, well, I had one off meal, so now they're all going to be off. Just try to get back on track as soon as you can. One missed workout. Plan for tomorrow's workout, maybe lay out your outfit, plan what time you're going to go, make it exciting. The machine you bought is taken. I know I've let this crumble workouts before. Try to just adapt. Substitute. Don't quit on your workout. Don't leave the workout. Don't switch gears entirely. Just be like, oh, what's similar? The longer that you wait to get back on track too, which is why I say the next decision is the most important, the longer you wait, the harder it feels because the more emotion we tie to it. The next one, final shift we're going to talk about is imperfect consistency always wins. I'm going to say that again. Imperfect, not perfect, imperfect consistency always wins. Consistency beats perfection every single time. Oh my God. I just ran downstairs because I got a notification that a package I've been waiting on got delivered, and now I'm really out of breath. But I have the package. I can't really show it to you. Maybe this side. It's the only side without my address plastered on it. And we're gonna open it together once I catch my breath. I need a knife. You would think with how many packages I got and how many boxes I open, I would have a box cutter, but I don't. Just me and this big ass knife against the world. I'm so excited. Okay, in this package, I have 2 new samples for my clothing brand, The Midnight Motive. Always linked down below if you ever want to support. I am working on some more unisex men's pieces, if you will. I feel like I am always making stuff for the girlies and forgetting about the guys. So this is my attempt at like slowly getting there. I feel like both of these are still very much so unisex. I will be wearing them for sure. But if you guys have a partner who like also goes to the gym or likes like edgy streetwear, gym wear stuff, now you can shop for him too. Okay, the first thing, whoa, what is this? Okay, I was gonna open the shirt first, but we're gonna go bottoms first because there is the cutest little envelope in here from my manufacturer. What the heck? Wait, why is this so cute? They wrote me like a handwritten letter about like thanking me for my business with working with them. That is so sweet. What the heck? Now what I was saying is we're gonna open the shirt first because something's wrong with it. All right. I messed up the measurement. You guys know like a men's like oversized pump cover, but I have like 2 words written across both sides and I gave them the wrong measurement for those words. That is completely my fault. So I know for a fact that this shirt is a little bit messed up, but I was like, you know what? Send the sample anyway. I can always make that adjustment if I like the quality and everything else about the shirt besides the words. We will still move forward with it. So moment of truth. I need you to keep in mind that it's gonna look a little funny because those words are way too big. Picture them smaller. I'm gonna reveal to myself first. Oh, it's fire. The words are huge. That's my bad. It's fire. I feel like holding it up for y'all is not even gonna do it justice, so I'm gonna like put it on the floor, give you an aesthetic little overlay, but how cute is this? What I can say and show y'all, the quality. Whoa. I've had 2 t-shirts, like just normal oversized unisex t-shirts on my site before, and I'm now working with a different manufacturer that I didn't have back then, and I can say like the quality and cut and like heaviness of this one is way better, like miles better. I'm very impressed. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm definitely gonna put it on later, just not yet. Okay, next up we have unisex / men's. I feel like I need to say that. They're men's shorts, but you can wear them as a girly, who cares? My first attempt at a mesh short, like a men's basketball short. Whoa. They're so cool. Okay, again, I don't think holding it up can do these justice because it is like dark gray on black of my little logo all over it. Dude, that's so cool. Tell me that's not cool. I'm so excited. I really did that shit, huh? It's so funny because it's like I made this and I'm still sitting here like, that's sick. Like, yeah, no shit, you're gonna think it's cool. You literally invented it. But I think that's kind of cool. I don't know. It's so amazing. I hope you guys like them. There's definitely some tweaks I'm gonna do to both pieces before ordering bulk. But overall, I'm really excited about them and excited to have some menswear, finally. Because I also have so many cool women's pieces on the way. The top I'm wearing may be a little bit of a hint as to what it is. This is not mine, but I have something very similar coming. It is evening time now. I don't know where time went today. It evaporated. And I have a lot of steps I still need to get done, and honestly not much else to do on my to-do list today, so I'm going to get Rex into his little leash and we are gonna go on a walk. I'm wearing new headphones, so I don't know if you guys can hear me, but the goal is to hit 10,000 steps a day, and I think I was only at like a couple of thousand after this morning and like my normal activities, so we gotta get a good like 7,000 in right now. So I threw on a podcast. It's about 40 minutes long and my plan is to just walk till the podcast is over. I just got back from our walk. I actually came back about halfway through to drop Rex off because he can't really hang in the Texas heat for that long on a walk. And then I continued my walk. I basically did like one big loop with him, dropped him off, another big loop. So I'm currently sitting at 9,000 steps. The night is still young. I know I'm gonna have to walk Rex 1 or 2 more times before the end of the night, so we will definitely hit the 10,000 mark. I felt like I was walking forever. It's literally dark out now. I don't know where that came from. Hello. Little outfit change. It's actually an hour later. My camera died. And so I plugged it in while I did some work on my computer, and now we're back in business. My current plan is to make my little dinner. I'm probably gonna have some sort of the same meal you saw earlier because chicken is the only thing I currently have made. So it just makes my life easier if I'm working with the same foods. And I'm gonna go rot on the couch behind me and watch some TV for a little bit as a reward for doing everything I had to do today. I've currently been watching 2 shows actually. 2 recommendations I got for you. Number 1, what I'm currently watching and about to throw on is the live action One Piece, which is based off of an anime. I've actually never seen the anime. I know you guys know I'm a big anime fan, but that one has 1,000 episodes, and that is just such a commitment that I'm not ready for yet. They are remastering the entire anime, I believe, and cutting out a lot of episodes. So if you're like me and you've had interest and don't really want to commit to that yet, the live action has been amazing. I'm so impressed by the production, by the storytelling. It's making me want to watch the anime even more, so I 1,000% am when the remaster comes out. And then the second show, I finished in literally a day and a half. I spent my entire weekend watching it. It is called 56 Days. It's on Amazon Prime. And it has Dove Cameron and I think his name is Ivan. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not even gonna try. But he was in Victorious, which was like one of my favorite shows growing up, and I adored Dove Cameron, so I gave it a go, and it was such a good show. It's one of those like whodunit, so this is not a spoiler at all. It's how it literally opens, and they show it in the preview. But basically it starts with like somebody is dead in a bathtub, and then it kind of like backtracks, and we figure out like who's in it and why. And it's pretty crazy. And there's like a lot of plot twists, which I love. Those are my 2 current shows. I finished 56 Days immediately, and I am still watching One Piece live action because every episode is like an hour long. So great cardio show. I will check in with you guys once I actually make my dinner. I think I finished the rice earlier, so I'm gonna have to cook some rice up and then plate everything. I'm over explaining. I'll see you in a bit once I have food in front of me. Rice is going in the rice cooker, and in the meantime, I need to just share my absolute favorite snack right now. Drizzlicious went viral like a year ago on TikTok, I wanna say, maybe, possibly. And I love these so much. My favorite flavor is s'mores. The macros are great. They're tiny too. I love a snack where I can have like a lot of said snack. Like I don't even know what an example is. Like I love popcorn. I love cereal, like anything tiny that I can snack on, big fan, and these are tiny and so cute. So I'm gonna weigh out like a serving of these into a bowl, sit down, start my show, and I'll get up once the rice cooker is done to make my dinner. As you can see, that is not One Piece behind me. Instead, I have the hiccups, and I'm really trying not to hiccup. I got this. As I was browsing like what to watch before I turned it on, I accidentally hit the Hulu button, and I saw that they uploaded the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana live stream thing they did. So I'm watching that. My favorite emotion to feel in the entire world is nostalgic, and it is definitely hitting that for me. But anyway, I have my dinner. It is not aesthetic. She is not pretty. It is the exact meal I had earlier though, I think. Yeah, exact meal. Just in one solid bowl of mush. So I'm just gonna mix it up like a salad and continue watching my Hannah Montana, and I will check in with you if I do anything else with my life tonight. Probably nothing exciting, but we'll see.